Hey there, beings, people, other digital things. You're watching Health Be Mine. I am Denny. You're a self-investment storyteller. I like to contribute time to the topics that enhance our health, our well-being, and our mindset, ultimately so we can live a mother-loving life, contribute to Earth, experience Earth the best that we can, all through questions and research and stories. So if you end up at the end of this video, then you're going to have to subscribe and get the notifications so you don't miss out on all of the fun. So because it's so much fun when you can practice positivity. Today, I am on my third video for today. So if you've seen before, I recorded 3 videos at a time and I had the same one. I think I'm gonna keep that theme. Maybe it'll be like something that like stands out, like, oh, okay, 3. Because let me give you a little bit of insight. I have a goal. I'm doing a lot of different things in the back end now that I have more clarity and understanding of what I'm doing here on Earth while I'm here. While I'm here on Earth, I have some strategies, some campaigns that I'm running for myself, and I'm trying to build a brand. I'm more confident in building that brand, and I'm going to invite you guys all on this journey with me to build this brand. And so you've heard me mention a few things. You've heard me mention ChatGPT, AI supported apps. You heard me mention let's all be good people, okay? And then my Be Better Data platform is out. It's not out, but you can subscribe to it by clicking on the link in the description box below. But Be Better Data is the thing that I'm primarily focused on because I want us to talk about data as it relates to us making better decisions as human beings. And I also want it to be in here in our experiences with Health Be Mine. How do we collect the data on ourselves so that we can contribute to society and Earth in a better way? Even if we decide that AI is not the way or we don't like AI, whatever, it doesn't hurt for us to continue to practice being better and finding out what that means and where we can all meet that equilibrium. We just have to practice. We have to talk about it more. We have to make this something that we market and put out. I should not be the only person. I need everyone out here saying, hey, I'm going to join this. I'm going to do this journal assignment. I'm going to talk about it. So the more that we talk about it, the more we put better content out into the world. We have to create better media. And I know this can sound boring. It could be like, oh, this is work, but do you want to like be complaining for the rest of your life? Or do you want to make decisions? I do. So this is why I'm practicing with you all. I am practicing positivity. That's what you'll see here. You'll see me practice, okay? One day it could be perfected. I don't know. But I'm practicing, and I have not declared that I am absolutely the person to come to as a model for positivity. But I will say that more times than none, I heard that phrase one time, so I think I used it properly. But more times than none, I'll go with that one. Using a better perspective, making better decisions from a healthy thought process, analyzing myself and my own behavior, and when I be tripping, coming back to apologize, just choosing those options have always been beneficial. So that's what I'm coming here to talk about. So as I mentioned in the last video, I have multiple different sources that I'm going to bring our journal questions from for inspiration, and I'll go through them again. That is Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Quora, Reddit, LinkedIn, and I'm probably missing one. But if I'm missing one and you want to send me a link of any other news article or anything outside of that, that's pretty short and sweet, not too long, or you can summarize it, I will use that. You can send me the link to my Instagram. That's going to be Sweet and Spicy Sunshine. You cannot say that I'm not sweet and spicy sunshine. I recorded this video here 3 times today and I said the same thing. Sweet and spicy sunshine. That's how those words just were like, oh, that's what you are. That's what you are, Danny. You learning more about yourself. You are sweet, spicy, and sunshiny. And you want to know why that just sits with me all my life. People have said, oh, you're so cute. I'm a grown woman now. I'm grown, okay? I'm like, I got babies that have been in middle school, okay? I'm grown. But I still get, oh, cute, or, sweetheart. Like, everybody think that I'm a baby. I'm fine with it because, hello, I might still have time to make it out and where I want to make it in the world, okay? But with that being said, I learned to embrace that part of me because I'm okay with that. Like, I have been created to be sweet, spicy, and sunshiny. Now, when I think about the measurements of sweet, spicy, and sunshiny, it's probably a lot more sweet and a lot sunshiny and just a little bit spicy. Just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit spice. I don't want to show too much shoulder. But when I show a little shoulder or a little sunshine, it can get a little spicy. So I today, friends, after spending 6 minutes and 48 seconds talking about how I'm sweet and spicy, I'm going to go to Reddit. Now, I realized that I went to Reddit today, that it's not like Quora or the other social media sites. So then we have another view. So that's why I mentioned the news articles earlier, because I ended up on a page that sent me to a news article. And I thought that was still appropriate for our self-assignments here at healthymind.com in America, living our mother-loving lives. So today I also went to financial well-being as a search, and now I lost it, so I have to do it again. So when shaking, friends. So instead of financial well-being, I changed it to financial wellness. I've noticed that there's so many different angles that we can use on a Reddit site. We're gonna have so much fun thinking in a creative way. One, if there's a news article on Reddit, I'll go ahead and use that if I'm going through it, unless someone sends me a news article to go through and pick out some points and some questions about it. There's also people wanting advice. So because these people have sent out a request for advice, we together can do advice responses. Since I'm here on a video by myself, I'll go ahead and share what I would say, or if I can say anything, and then you say in the comments whether you believe it's our thought, their thought, or remix my advice, right? If you say that you would remix it, then tell me your advice. Or if you say their thought, then tell me your advice. Or if you say our thought too, put a comment down, go ahead and do that. So I think this is gonna be fun. So maybe we can look for advice stuff on Reddit. We'll explore questions on Quora, and then we'll do all the social media ones with the reels the same. And then we can also do, look, I'm trying to like make this make sense for me. We can also play some games with the news articles, because I think it's important for when we're reading content online that we have appropriate questions. So I'm going to see if we can find questions that we would need to have instead of just blindly assuming that this is what's going on, and seeing if we can find any information. And then we can also find data research ones. I know that could be a little bit boring for some of you who are not interested in data. Okay, but I'll probably share those on my channel just without my face, and I'll just kind of show you what I get. So we're getting my videos together, friends. Together, you guys have seen me go through this process of trying to figure myself out here on the channel. But I have a dream that one day I will be able to make all of my income through being creative and talking, because in questions, okay? Wherever that falls, if it falls here in YouTube, if it falls on doing workshops, if it falls other places, let it fall. My primary income to support my mother-loving life will come from me being me. And you guys can follow to see if it happens. Let's watch the journey. Like, it's like a reality TV show. Someone like, oh, she really wants to be good. She thinks she can be good in this world. She thinks she can be just herself and make money and do that. Let me find out, like that. Or be like, wow, I really hope she makes it. I hope she doesn't disappear or something. I hope she learns how to say English one day. I hope she doesn't disappear on us. I hope she can do it, right? So let's look at this healthy mind journey. Like, oh my goodness, a reality show. Oh my goodness, can she live her life just being the way that she is? Because she is quite weird, and who knows? Here's an invitation for people who want to help support me do that. There is a heart and a $sign on this video. If you want to help me live my mother-loving life and enjoy the reality show, please do. I'm excited. Listen, now I got something else to talk about. We talking about ChatGPT, technology, trying to be good and figure out life questions. And we're also going to just do this reality show where I am self-aware, sharing y'all some of my stories, not all of them, because, you know, the internet. But I'll try to share some of myself so we can see someone out here trying their best to be something good, but don't have any idea how to do it. So she's just gonna come and experiment and have questions. That sounds so fun. So here's where I landed. I have advice for manifesting financial wellness. Now, I don't know if I have the answer to this, but we're gonna read it together, and then we're actually going to have ChatGPT into the chat as well. So here it is. Hi there. I'm currently in a pretty low place. Decided to change careers in my 30s to do something I'm passionate about by going back to school. But now I'm spread very thin financially. I have never been good with money sticking to me, but I've always tried to give, whether it be a gift or extra tip. How do I find balance? I'm at the point where I'm scared my rent check is going to bounce. I've been an anxious mess the past few days and know that isn't helping, but it's a survival mechanism in case I see a reversal. Any advice for getting out of this mindset? I've definitely attracted things before and have have been told I'm a strong force by others, interestingly, but this area is tough for me to manage. So, before I respond to this, I am responding to someone on reddit.com who openly said, any advice for manifesting financial wellness? And I am not a therapist. I know we have to put a lot of disclaimers out there, so here I am disclaiming. I don't have the answer. I don't have the answer. I said all that and I don't have an answer. I don't know because I don't know if she should. The author is See Honey Do Eat, and it's advice for manifesting financial wellness. Now, I think that I can play a little bit in here, in this space a little bit, because financial wellness to me doesn't mean that you have all of your money that you want to live your mother loving life yet. It means that you're doing well with your finances. So here are some of the things that I would share as advice if this was my friend saying this. One thing I would say is, have you paid attention to where you allocate your funds? This means maybe simplifying it and getting an Excel sheet and doing the very simple concepts of budgeting. Budgeting is such a very great place to start. And I'll tell you a story. I was living my life, living it. And I was thinking I was smart, which obviously, because you guys see me mess up on tons of words, I'm not that smart based on America.com standards. But, life has given me something. It has given me the ability to have questions and, be thoughtful and things like that, which is a different type of wealthy. But anyway, I was not making very, very good decisions as it relates to finances because I wasn't paying attention. I was just living. I was married at one point, and a lot of our church funds went to this extreme religious organization that we were in, and we could have made it, but because so much money went there, we were struggling with our bills. And so I learned how to use resources in order to assist that, but I never really had to carry the weight by myself because I either had money from school to support me before I got married and I was living with a roommate, and then after that, my husband was being a husband and he took care of all of the money. Now we divorced and we live in separate places, but because he's such a good father, he helped support and he took care of his children financially. So the money that he sent was used towards the children, and it was used towards any other resources that could help me with the home. But I had to carry my own weight because I no longer had a husband, right? And so that means that I had to get a job and work for money. When I was doing that, I had so much to juggle. I was just spending things without really paying attention to where it went. And it put me in a bad situation. And when I got into that bad situation, I was like, whoa, I don't ever want to be here anymore. And so I became active in understanding where my money was. It was just a decision I made because of the feeling of like, oh no, girl. Okay. And so then I came across an organization that I, to this day, am extremely thankful for, because I came in with the ego. I was like, I know I'm smart. I know how to do that. I budgeting like duh. I ain't say it like that because I don't even talk like that. But when I'm doing a video and I'm trying to like be extra, I do. But anyway, I just had that ego in me where I thought like, this is so simple. Like, why can't I master it? But it was all internally, and I just kept going through. I kept trying and being consistent in that program and learned so much about budgeting. I had mentors in that program that were really supportive, and I learned more than I ever thought that I would learn because I tried it and I let go of the ego. So when I was in that program, we did basic things like budgeting, and we had our budgeting sheet, which was a very simple sheet, and we had to write what goes in and what goes out, and it really helped me understand where my money was going, and I wasn't putting my money in the right places. And this is actually like a fast forward thing. Like, all of this wasn't together. Like, the story that I'm telling is just really like a little bit of space and time, but I'm sharing it all together because my advice would be to start with budgeting and understanding where your money is going. The second step is to figure out, do you have enough money for your current expenses? Are you paying too much money towards living in a home or to pay all of your necessities? Do you have to downsize? And then from there, you have to figure out, do you have any resources or family that can help support you? And that can be in different ways. Like, can I stay here while I found a place that does fit my income, or I can increase my income? Once you increase your income, then you can start to strategize and breathe a little bit more. Now, when I talk about financial well-being, I talk about passive income. Ultimately, we want to be able to not have have to work for the dollar bill. We want to have to be good creative. But before then, there's a process of just feeling secure and safe. And people who own businesses and have employees, they're all people like us who might want to have our own thing and also have employees. And so you have to think about it that way. How do you become an employee in a way where I'm learning from this so that I can also have my own, so I'm contributing in the most positive way, and making sure that you find somewhere that you like and that you align with, because nobody want to be in America dealing with someone who don't want to be at their job. Because hello, go find something else, because you're just okay. And if your job keeps seeing people not be happy here, they may have to change their standards. We just have to operate like that. So let me just go back to this, because I see the financial well-being being manifested, and the manifestation part is just the practice. You have to start practicing good behaviors and good habits, and then from there you have to write exactly what is your goal, what is it that you want to do, and you have to read it to yourself every day. I have tons and tons and tons and tons of whiteboards and blackboards around my house, and they all have a purpose, and I just keep writing them. But my primary whiteboards are in my room that I'm consistent with, that I have to say these things to myself, and it's just speaking life to myself. And this can be interpreted in multiple different ways. You know, some people don't like the words manifestation, and anything is like blue, blue, blah, blah, blah. But life is this. You know, we started with a thought. Before we had a car, I say this all the time, but I just love the way I say it. I like myself too much. But before we had cars, we were on horses and we didn't know that a car existed. We were creative with our thought. We just kept evolving. And so that's what it is with manifesting. It's just getting creative with your thought. If you want financial wellness, you have to sit and have questions. You have to learn how to be strategic on your method towards that. And then from there, you'll start to see it manifest in your world. And the application is going to determine how strongly you see that change in your world, right? Why did I sit like this? I'm really into this conversation. But it takes consistency. And I know that it does, because I have not been consistent in a lot of things. And there are things that I have been consistent in. Consider this. There are things that we are consistent in that we don't even recognize that we're consistent in. Like choosing to not take care of our bodies, no matter how that looks. That could be, I'm not going to work out. 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 You've been consistently doing that, or you've been consistently yo-yoing. That consistency of that is still carrying a result. Your conversion rate is going to stay stagnant. Now, you can also see a dip in your conversion rate, or you can see an increase, and that all depends on how are you going to use this data. So now when I'm reading this story, when I'm reading this message from this user, we're taking in data like I'm feeling like I'm in a pretty low place. So one of the questions is, why do I feel like I'm in a low place? Is there anything that I can do to get out of this low place? And then there's decided to change careers in my 30s to do something I'm passionate about by going back to school, but now I'm spread very thin financially. Are there any resources that you can use in order to help you financially right now? Look at your state places like 211.org, your community social service department. Are there any resources that can help assist you while you try to get back on your feet? Then she says, or he says, I really don't even know who it is. I have never been good with money sticking to me. Now, here we go, y'all. Here we go. The phrase, I have never been good with money sticking to me, has to change. This is when our words are so important. As a man thinketh, so is he. When we actually feel that way, because I do it, and I am so thankful to have people around me that will catch me in that and say, hey, change that around. Well, they don't say it like that. They be like, and they just say it the right way. But how we should say things is important. I want to be good. Money sticking to me. My goal is to have money sticking to me. This is how we're shifting. This is how we're shifting the way we think about that. Then she goes, or he goes, or someone. But I always try to give, whether it be a gift or extra tip. How do I find balance? So I like it here because giving, in order to give value, you get value. I say this because whenever everything that I do, and even understanding here on YouTube, nobody wants to come in here and hear me just doing nothing that's not going to provide any value. But I like some stuff, right? And I'll just talk about whatever I want. But even though it could have been valuable, or it can be value to someone, I had to understand what my value was. And I had to understand what my message was, and understand how it was value. How was this of value? Once you determine what it is that you value about yourself, and then you start to use that because that is your gift and you need to use it in order for it to get better, in order for you to get stronger, you have to use it. Once you start doing that, you start to see your life change, because the person said that they had a passion. So if they had that passion, that's probably sticks somewhere along with their value. Identifying that will help you get to where this question is around. How do I find balance? So balance comes from the experience. It comes from trying things. Balance is a whole lot of things. Everyone receives their balance in different ways because everyone has different methods that works for them. But again, here on this channel, we're talking about trying something new. The more you try something new, you have these questions, you experiment, then you start to get closer to what it is that helps you with your balance. So for some, it's like exercising helps me in the morning. For some, it's cooking. For some, it's meditation. For some, it's singing. For some, it's dancing. But try these things. And I know there's a list of things when it comes to depression, and people say, hey, did you try this? Did you try this? And if the answer is no, why not try it? And I say why not try it because although we have research behind, why someone could be depressed or what's going on with them, it doesn't stop you from being the author of your own faith. A lot of people can give you a narrative and then you can just stop there and say, oh, this is what's wrong with me. I'm depressed. I'm anxious. So I'm just going to make this my case. Or you can say, if this is something that's really a chemical imbalance, what are some of the things that I need to do so that I don't have to stick here? What are some things that I can try? And if this is not working, how do I just try the next thing? And be careful. Don't just try anything. Some things have a red flag on it and we know not to try it. And some things are like, hey, it doesn't hurt to try. That's how I would respond to that. And there's another paragraph that we could go through, but at the end of the day, this person has it because they said here, I've attracted things before and have been told I'm a strong force by others. Sometimes the people around us really know who we are. And I'm thankful for my 3 little ones because they know me more than a lot of people because they see me get up. They see what I look like when I get up. They see me when I'm upset. They see me when I've cried. They see lots of parts of me. And I've been very transparent with them and I've been a real human. And they also seen very good things about me. And my children, I'm so thankful. I have wonderful children. But my children, they share with me all the time things. And they'll tell me when it's like, mommy, your face don't match your stomach, right? I'm always cut like this. It's like, because I got some exercising to do, which is why I'm with Future, guys. I'm with Future. I'll share with you guys a little bit about Future right now, but I thought it was timely because that just came to my head. But anyway, things like Future has been resources that I've used in order to have my face match my stomach. But at the same time, it's not really about that. It's about me just being on that journey and being on that experience. And we hear this often over and over again. So it's not about us hearing it. It's about when are we going to receive it. Being here for the future requires us to be present with our bodies now. The Future.co app is an opportunity to make the best of your time while also making more time to elevate your physical self-love language. When we pair ourselves with the right trainer and come prepared to be 1% better, we add a little sunshine to the world. I love it when you take care of you. Take advantage of the $130 savings in your first month when you use my link www.tryfuture.co/health-be-mind. Because this video was already at 29 minutes, I am going to close out today and have you all share with me in the comments, how would you respond to this advice? Or what I said, something that you disagree with? What can you add to the conversation? How can you contribute to this conversation related to today's Reddit? And I'll put the ChatGPT response at the very end of this video, okay? Until next time, hold on to you as much as you can. Hold on to your health, your well-being, and your mind. Be mindful. Bye. Breathe.